Hey, Andy in Las Vegas, Matthew here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my GoPro camera, I'm going to show you how I cut prescription lenses with transitions and Crizal for your RayBan 7017 color 5196 in the 54 eye size. So let me take everything out of the original packaging that RayBan sends to me. Your RayBan case, your RayBan frame, your RayBan cleaning cloth. I'm going to set all that down. Of course, your frame, which is in the matte black, and of course it comes with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together during shipping, and that's how I'm going to ship it to you. And of course, free shipping anywhere in the United States. This is your frame. One of them demo lens says RayBan on there. I'm going to pop all those off real quick, and I'm going to put your Italian frame into the tracing element of my French edger, and hopefully they won't start fighting. Pull up the shape of your Hang on, I gotta program some stuff. Now it's going to begin tracing the shape of your right lens before moving over and tracing the shape of the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you will receive free, clear, single vision prescription or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number on there, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for your purchase, even if these are non-prescription glasses. If you just want something cool to wear, I can do it for you. So that is the shape of your lens, just magnified, that green circle there. Your pupillary distance is 63, which is 31.5 in both eyes. So I'm going to program that in there. I'm going to even leave the gray card right here because I don't have to check for the astigmatism correction because you have none. You are minus 175 in both eyes. And I'm going to mark this for you because I'm going to send you this and you're going to get all the manufacturer's original packaging. Minus 175, minus 175. So I'm going to take these out of the manufacturer's original sleeves. This is your lens. It comes with a little protective laminate on the front of the lens to protect it, again, while it is shipping, so there's no friction. I'm going to take those off. I'm going to put the power drum on minus 175. Put your lens in. Let's zero everything out to make sure it's perfect. It is. Put it on minus 175. Find the optical center of the lens. Check the time real quick. Oh yeah, we got plenty of time. And this could be the right lens, this could be the left. I'll decide when we get down there, since you're the same in both eyes. Same thing, take the other lens out, put it in, find the optical center, put some dots on there, and now let's go ahead and come back down here. Now, the reason why I put that dot on there, that is your optical center. That's going to sit dead center in front of your eyes. This blue cross is the geometric center of your frame. If you were to measure vertically as well as horizontally, that blue cross would be dead center in the middle, and that's where it's at. So I'm going to take that dot and I'm going to place it right there in your optical center inside that box. Now, this is a block, or as I like to call it, Jenny from the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting so to hold it in place. So I need a double-sided adhesive sticker, of which I've got a couple of them here. I'm going to pull the piece of paper away to make the second side sticky. That bright green is the sticky. I'm going to place that onto the block. The back surface of there has a little magnet, so that's what's going to hold it in place. I'm going to hit the button. The arm's going to come down and it's going to place the block onto the lens. That will be the right lens. Let's do the same thing now for the left. It already mimics the right eye, so we're at 31.5. Get that optical center lined up just perfectly. And pull the paper away. Put the magnet in its place, hit the button, the arm comes down and the block gets placed onto the left lens. So the actual cutting wheel, now your brother has gotten several pair from me, but I don't know if you've seen me cut on this one. This is my new edger. It costs $40,000, weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out and buy one. Put it on your kitchen counter, then you can cut glasses at home. You won't need me anymore. But the actual cutting wheel is over here on the far right. It's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper to grind away your lens material. This wheel in the center, that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel on the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. So I'm going to go ahead and take your right lens, place it into the chuck or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know the machine well enough to call it Chuck. I'm going to wake up the computer. Come on, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I do not want to polish the lens. I do not want to put a bevel on the front surface of the lens, only a light one on the back. Going to hit start. The clamp's going to shut. The lens is now going to be traced by 2 white calipers to make sure the lens is large enough to fit into the frame. And of course it is. And it's actually going to measure twice, going all the way around, measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly where to place the lens, the bevel I should say, so it fits best inside the frame. So your lens is now going to drop down onto the cutting wheel, and the cutting surface will, the cutting process will begin. If you see water glimmering in the background, it's there to collect the optical sawdust. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic and high index lenses cut wet. So your lenses are made out of polycarb. These are Essilor brand lenses. Essilor's name for polycarbonate is airwear. These are, the TR stands for transitions, the V11 is Roman numerals for 7, and the GY is gray. So these are Essilor polycarbonate transition 7 gray lenses with Crizal Avance. Polycarbonate is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. Their lenses are bulletproof up to 22 caliber and have both UVA and UVB protection built into the lens already. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes. Unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that need to be reapplied every few hours when you're in direct exposure, this is permanent and will never need to be reapplied. Now, I'll demonstrate what the transition does later on. You also have the Crizal Avance anti-glare coating. Anti-glare is 3 features in one. The first feature is that it eliminates glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights, and that kind of stuff. The second feature is that it's a reflection-free lens. That's actually the #1 reason people get it, is because it makes for much better eye contact. So if someone takes a picture of you with a flash, or if you take a selfie, you don't see the flash lit up in the lens like you see with this lens in my right hand. You'll see just your eyes. And of course, the third feature that I like, which is the practical side, is it comes with the best scratch coating in the business. The Crizal machine to apply that costs well over $1 million. It takes over 24 hours to apply. So they put the hardest scratch coating that there is to protect their time and investment. So water has begun spraying, which means it's in the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle, and it's just putting a bevel onto the rear surface of the lens now. In just a moment, this is going to come out. We'll dry the lens off and see if it'll fit into the frame first time around. I'm going to hit that button, open up the chuck, and take the lens out, dry it off. Just do a quick inspection, make sure there's no more optical debris around the edge of your lenses. And I'm going to tuck the lens in at the outside corner, and using my thumbs I'm going to press down at the nose. And I still don't want to force it, it's still a little big, so I'm going to take it down about 1/10 of a millimeter. Where's my stylus? Here it is. And hit retouch. Now, 1 millimeter, to all my American friends who have no idea, 1 millimeter is the distance between my thumbnails. I'm going to take 1/10 of that distance going around the circumference of the lens. So until it pops into the frame easily. I don't want to force it in there and cause the frame to stretch or roll. We in the business call it rolling. If you can imagine your frame being like a gutter, because that's the way it's shaped on a larger scale. If the lens is too large, it's going to make the frame roll outwards. It gives you an uglier cosmetic appearance, and it shortens the lifespan of the frame. And since I'm a perfectionist and I cut every pair of lenses that get shipped worldwide, I'm going to make sure that they easily mount into the frame to give you the best cosmetic look and fit possible. Trust me, you want a perfectionist like me cutting your lenses. These are expensive lenses, a somewhat expensive frame. Some would argue I sell a lot more expensive. This frame from RayBan sells for $140. Of course, you get free prescription lenses with it. You paid the $50 to upgrade to transitions, and then you paid another $40 to upgrade to Crizal anti-glare coating. So your combined fee is $230, and of course free shipping to Las Vegas. Open up the chuck so I can take the lens out. And now let's see about getting the lens mounted in there this time. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner. Using my thumbs, I press down the nose, and now it snaps in easily. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to take the left lens, put it into the chuck, and turn it over to L, which stands for not right, and then hit start. Just like before, the door closes, that clamp's going to shut, and then the two white calipers are going to trace the shape of the left side of the frame, going all the way around, following my finger as we go. And of course, it's doing it twice to measure the thickness of the lens at every point, to know exactly where to place the bevel so it fits best inside the frame and you have no edge thickness protruding whatsoever. Of course, when you buy glasses from people online, they charge you for prescription lenses, which is no bueno. And if you want to upgrade to the thinner and lighter weight polycarbonate lenses, they charge you an upgrade fee for that. And then if you want the aspheric flatter surface lenses, they charge you a third fee for that. So this is someone else's top tier premium lens that you're just going to get for free simply by buying the frame from me. So I don't need, let go magnet. I don't need this block anymore. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Dry the lens off a little bit while leaving that red dot on there, although I did a good job of wiping a lot of that off, so I'm going to darken that because I will need that later. In case you missed any of that, let me recap. Oh, that's a bad joke. That is a bad joke. So I'm going to go ahead and test your prescription. Although yours is one of the easiest ones I will do all day. You are minus 175 on both eyes. So I'm going to put it in over the red dot. I'm getting minus 175. The way your prescription works, the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter. It's spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R, and goes up in quarter increments from there, starting at 0, I should say, and then goes up in quarter increments. 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 0.1, 1 1/4, 150, 175. So you need 5 steps of minification for your farsightedness. You are nearsighted. With your glasses off, you see up close. Great. Anything you can get your hands on, you see clear. Whatever you can't reach for starts to get blurry. So without your glasses on, everything is much larger in real life than it appears. So when you put your, that's why there is a minus sign. Your lens will minify, which is the opposite of magnify. It will minify down to the correct size. So you only need 7 steps of minification. You need no astigmatism correction, which is essentially the fine-tune knob. Astigmatism is what makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F, or cause people to squint. You don't have that problem. You only need 7 steps to make everything the correct size. After that, everything's already clear. So water is spraying, so we're in the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle. That arm is coming out to put the safety bevel onto the concave rear surface of the lens. Let's go ahead and take your left lens out, hit the button to open up the chuck. Of course, as I like to call it, the Charles. And why? Because I don't know the machine well enough to call it chuck. Run my thumbnail around just to remove the last of the schwarf. And I'm going to tuck the lens in at the outside corner first. Then using my thumbs, I press down at the nose. It snaps in perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and take that block off. Dry your lens off again while leaving that red dot. Go back down to the lensometer. Put it in over that red dot. And what do you know, I'm still at minus 175, so I couldn't make that any better if I'd made it myself. So your pupillary distance is 63. I'm going to turn the card around. I'm going to place the 0 on my PD stick against my thumb. And then when we look at it on your left lens, we're getting 63 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. Now Andy, when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these frames could either be too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That is because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And because of that, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get them in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. So I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off and I press down on mine, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. Flip these over, press down. There is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do. They're not askew like that in any way. Check the tension on each spring hinge. They're uniform. Now this is what your lenses look like while they're still clear. I'm going to go ahead and activate the transition part of your lens. So I'm going to expose your lenses to a strong burst of ultraviolet light. And as you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for your lenses to darken. It's going to take a little bit longer when you come back inside, 45 seconds to a minute 15 to return back to virtually clear. Now this is important, Andy, pay attention. All transition lenses will get dark on day 1, and they're going to continue to darken every day for the first 2 weeks of sunny weather, which you get tons of in Las Vegas, until they reach their final darkness. After that, they will work for years with maximum performance. The only time they don't work is when you're behind the windshield in a traditional car. Your windshield absorbs all the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays to prevent your dashboard from cracking in the sun. That's why your transition lenses don't turn dark in a car. Now, if you have a convertible or a motorcycle, they will darken, or as long as you're exposed to the sun. They're also temperature sensitive, meaning they get darker when it's 85 or 90 degrees and below than they do when it's in triple digits. When it's over 100 degrees outside, you're miserable, your glasses are miserable, everyone's miserable. No one likes to work 100% when it's that hot outside. Now this is the first time your lenses have been darkened. And of course, Andy, don't worry, don't panic, they're going to keep getting darker. Come on, dog, remember, we talked about this, don't you remember? So that's that. So if anyone has any questions, just email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. Andy in Las Vegas, I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut lenses for your RayBan 7017, the color 5196 and the 54 eye size. And hopefully everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.